they say Brussels is the most boring city in all of Europe. Which, honestly, kind of sounds like a challenge. We just came from Bruges, small, quiet, picture perfect, and now we're in a city that feels like it never stops moving. There are crowds everywhere, conversations in 3 different languages.
Bonjour. Boy.
Hello.
And more chocolate shops than anyone really needs. This is Belgium's capital and also the political heart of Europe, but it's also the home of waffles, chocolate, and comic books. Not exactly boring if you ask us. I'm Chris, this is Sarah, and we can't forget Kramer, and we're spending the next few days eating our way through this so-called boring city to see if Brussels really deserves that title.
It's only about 60 miles or an hour from Bruges to Brussels. Close enough to be neighbors, but they couldn't feel more different.
Sit. All right. So we just walked from the train station, got to our hotel, and I'm disclaiming that. I'm telling you, I'm backstorying that we just walked from the train station because it's 90 degrees outside today. We're a little gross looking. But we just got to the hotel, and it's lovely. This is not sponsored, not hosted, not anything. Kramer, we used our own hotel points to get this. It's one of those hotels that welcomes dogs, and they even gave Kramer a little gift box. Not so cute. So he's got little beef chew treat goodies, looks like a little mint stand, a little toy, and then he even has some calming pillow spray. That's so funny. I love that. Kramer, can you sit? You want to try the bone? This is cute, bud. All right. Oh, and they let him borrow the bed. And they brought him bowls and a towel too. We will leave the hotel and go check out the rest of the city. But for now, we rest because we have not had a real bed outside of our camper in over 3 months. It has been 3 months, and this has AC, it has a real shower, and if you're new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, we travel most of the time in our very tiny little Land Cruiser motorhome. So this is luxurious to us right now.
Welcome to Brussels. It's our first time in this city. We've heard a lot of things about it, mainly the food, but we're excited to explore what the city's about.
Still waking up. We're on our way to get coffee right now, so I will mull it over and let you know what I think about it after I get coffee. One cool thing is, you guys know we're traveling in an RV or motorhome, and we just passed a family from China in their motorhome, which is so cool. I've never seen a family from Asia doing this whole kind of thing that we're doing, which is really neat. So we're at Corcia Coffee. We actually stumbled into, they have a few different locations in town, but yesterday we went into this one little takeaway only stand, and the coffee was wonderful. We both got iced lattes because it was like 90 degrees by that point, and we just wanted something cool and a pick-me-up. And we got to talking to the barista, and he said that if we came down to this location, we would be able to choose from like 35 different coffee options, which is nuts. I could see 25 on one wall, and then there were a few more over there. All of them are single origin except for one blend, which is crazy.
I would have never pegged Brussels to have, like, I'm sure there's good coffee shops here, but something like this to this magnitude, it's pretty impressive. They're getting ready to roast. They're bringing all the beans in, so I'm sure this part of the sidewalk will start smelling really good very soon.
So I got something I've never had before. It's the Nepal Mount Everest coffee. So it's actually from Nepal, which is really neat. I don't think I've ever had a Nepalese coffee before. It is a little bit darker, a little bit richer, so it's going to be better for espresso. So I got it as a cortado because I wanted to be able to taste the espresso nicely, but also wanted a little bit of milk in it.
If you like coffee, come here. And real quick, in case you didn't know, Every week, Sarah and I send out an email. It's called Field Notes. It's kind of like our behind-the-scenes journal from the road. Plus, we send out flight deals that we'd actually text our friends or tools we use to travel and work. We never really talk about it, and we need to start talking about it more. So if you want to join our newsletter and get flight deals or funny links or useful links, whatever it may be that we find interesting, and to keep up to date with where we're at right now and what we're doing, go ahead, scan the QR code, you'll sign up immediately, or you can click the link down below. Anyway, that's our plug.
We were reading about must-try foods and drinks in Belgium, and one of the things that we read you have to try is, I may butcher this, speculoos? They're these little cookies, and the bag, yes, has already been halfway eaten because we actually got these a couple of days ago from a chocolate shop called Elizabeth's, which they have several locations in the area, but they're little cookies, and they're traditionally eaten with coffee. In fact, when we got coffee this morning, they had their own version of it, a tiny one that they serve with our coffee. This is what the cookie looks like. It's very, it's a hard and crumbly kind of cookie. It's not soft and gooey. It actually tastes a lot like a Biscoff, and I'm wondering now if Biscoff were probably modeled after this. This is better than Biscoff. Kind of ginger snap-like, but not gingery.
It does have a nice little snap to it. I feel like I'm on Delta. Very good. I mean, it's a nice little coffee cookie. Can't go wrong. Currently, we're at Fritland in Brussels. They've been around since 1978. This, if you can see this is the small batch of fries. I'll probably mispronounce this, but this is called Andalous sauce. It's mayonnaise, ketchup, and vinegar. Most popular sauce when it comes to the fries. These fries are really chunky. Oh, interesting. That sauce isn't half bad. It's got this aftertaste with it because I think it's the mayonnaise and vinegar mixing up. It's really, really creamy. I'm a big French fry guy. I like French fries. The fries are solid. Nothing to write home about. It's the sauce. I think that's where the magic happens.
Crispiness to it. Maybe you could hear that. I put it in front of the microphone so you could hear it. I'm getting flashbacks to In-N-Out fries, like animal style, the animal style sauce, which I absolutely love. Fries are not the same as In-N-Out. In-N-Outs are very skinny and pretty limp. These are crispy, which is the way I like my fries. I don't like them when they're limp and soggy. I like them to have a shape and to hold the form.
When you're walking around this part of Brussels, you'll see a lot of fry shops. And a lot of them look like tourist gimmicks, and I'm sure some of them are. Got a haircut today. And I asked my barber, I'm like, hey, where do you get fries? He said, I go to Fritland. That's where I go. So he's a local. He's lived here all his life. This is where he comes if he wants fries. I love French fries.
They're not French fries, Chris. You're in Belgium.
Frites.
All right, we got to look up the history. I think I understand the history of why Americans accidentally call them French fries. We'll voice over here and explain it to you too.
Legend has it that fries started in the Meuse Valley. Villagers there fried fish from the river, but one harsh winter, when the river froze, they cut potatoes into little fish shapes and fried those instead. It's a good story, and Belgians love to tell it. Now, if we fast forward to World War I, American and British soldiers were stationed here in Belgium eating those same fried potatoes. But since a lot of locals spoke French, the soldiers thought they were in France and they went home raving about French fries. And the name stuck. So if you're here in Belgium, they're not French fries, they're frites.
Grand Place. This is this feels like the main square of Brussels. At City Hall right behind us, which is actually having an event right now called Flower Time. If you've heard of Flower Carpet, which is every other year in Belgium, it would be the same week, but this is like its sister event, not near as big. I'm really bummed we're here on an odd number year. Next year they're bringing Flower Carpet back. They did it in 2024 and it'll be in 2026. But it's 10 a.m. and I mean, it's not a lot of people out, but just a lot of morning hustle and bustle, people delivering beer, flowers. There's a waffle truck over here. So a lot happening, but it's just a beautiful square. There's not a single building on this square that's not insanely gorgeous. There's gold facade, there's intricate details, especially this one over here. I need to look up what this building is, but the detail on it is just incredible. But the whole thing is just really beautiful. It's standing in the center of it. Oh, here comes another truck. Chris is like, there's a lot of trucks out here. I said, yeah, but there's no back entrance. Like, every street here is busy with tourists and shops and everything. So they have to just sort of push past the tourists. I'd say if you come here, stand in the middle of the square and just sort of do 360, just look around, because it is absolutely beautiful. We heard some people online, like in our research ahead of time, we saw people calling it the most boring city, like boring Brussels. Like, it's the most boring city in Europe, is what people were saying. I would disagree with that, just because I haven't been everywhere in Europe, but I don't think it's worth skipping over. I think it is beautiful. I think you could do it in a day or two, because a lot of it is, government. This is the head of the EU, so it's also the capital of Belgium. So there's like a lot of like official kind of things happening here, but there are still some really quaint, beautiful places. There's some good museums. Wow, that guy just about hit those kids. Kid just froze in his tracks. It's not my favorite of the cities since we've been in Belgium, but it is lovely, and I think for a major city, it is nice to have these still charming but yet very tourist hotspots. You know what I mean? Like, there's still something to see. I will say, is he stopping and staring? So predictable. We've gotten better. I am such a shy person naturally, and now I just talk to the camera in public and people stop and stare, and I just keep moving. I'm really proud of myself. It's taken 6 years, but I finally made it.
Currently it's 90 degrees outside, and I thought I would beat the heat by coming into the Comic Arts Museum, and I was wrong. They don't have AC in here, and naturally it's 3 stories tall, so I'm on the 3rd floor and I'm sweating profusely. All that to say, this is a really cool museum. If you don't know, Belgium is known for comics. They almost practically, I don't want to say entirely invented the comic book strip, but it could be attributed to them, right? They are known for Tintin, the Smurfs. There's a ton of comic book artists from this tiny country. So they made this museum. If you're a comic book fan like I am, it's worth the stop. They had this, augmented reality, app that you could download to your phone. It's fun for like 30, 45 minutes to go in and just view all the different artwork. It's 14 euros to get inside. It is fun just to walk around and see the different sections, the different art that has, come out of Belgium. They have a section for reading, and so you can sit there and read comics if you want. Their gift shop's actually really nice. But word of advice, if you're only English speaking, they have a smaller English section. Most of it's French or Dutch. So if you're here in Brussels and you like comic books, I'd recommend that. Just go hang out. It's a fun little afternoon hangout. In case you don't know, the Smurfs are from Belgium, and this chocolate place decided to make giant Smurfs out of chocolate. They look delicious.
I mean, twist my arm. I'm going to try as much chocolate as I can. But so I read online that Neuhaus was the one who invented the praline. Now, I've read that multiple places. I don't know if that's true. They have it on their bag. It's a pretty big claim, but who actually knows? We'll say they did. While we were passing by, we might as well stop and try what the original praline actually tastes like. And I asked her, I said, what is the most traditional? What is the original? And she told me it was this kind. Now, I got the milk chocolate one, and it's got a mousse nut filling. She thought I was crazy because I went in there and I just ordered 2 little pieces of chocolate. But they both have nuts in it, so pralines have nuts, and Chris cannot have nuts. It's pretty good. All right, we've hit up a few different chocolate shops across Belgium so far. Not all of them are going to be featured here, so it's good. Chocolate is chocolate. It's got the moussey filling. Obviously, it's melting all over me right now because it was 90 degrees today, and it is still pretty warm out here. Sorry, Chris, you can't know it. You'll never know the joy of hazelnut and chocolate. Salty caramel. That's good. The chocolate, it's got a little bit of like a salted caramel around the middle, and then there's the mousse in the middle. Belgium, I love you. Okay, so there's two kinds of waffles that are famous from Belgium. They're, in America, we call what we think of as a waffle, like, you know, a waffle maker at home, like we make traditional waffles. We call them Belgian waffles. They're actually Brussels waffles, and that is what this is right here. So there's two different kinds. I'm going to show them to you side by side. The Brussels waffle is traditionally more square, and it's fluffier. Then this waffle is thinner, it's irregularly shaped, and it's supposed to be kind of caramelized, like you can see it. It's supposed to be sweeter. So for this kind, you don't usually put toppings on it. And then this kind, you're supposed to do, like strawberries and cream is the most traditional, but you see places all over with all sorts of toppings, like Nutella and strawberries and ice cream and all sorts of things. We're gonna start with this one first. I am so excited about this. So you can kind of see like the sugary, oh wow, what just came out of it? Real good. Don't get toppings on this. It's sweet. The dough is chewy. And then you got the carameliness to it, carameliness. It has a little bit of a crisp. It's so good, crisp. Really chewy. You don't want to add anything to that.
I love that they kind of give this to you in a to-go package, where it just sticks straight up into this cardboard packaging right here. You can walk, have your waffle anywhere you want.
This is what Americans typically call a Belgian waffle, but it's a Brussels waffle. That's what they call it. It's square, it's fluffier than the other one, and I think it's not supposed to be as sweet, which is why you put toppings on it. So we got cream and we got strawberries. That's what I read was the most traditional, and the guy in the shop was like, yeah, that's a good option. In a lot of places, like especially in America, waffles are eaten as a breakfast food. This is dessert. This is not breakfast. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you could eat them for breakfast if you want, but most people, I think, are eating these for dessert. So correct me if I'm wrong. They're very sweet. If you eat this for breakfast, you're gonna crash by like 10 a.m. It's harder to taste the waffle because there is a lot of cream and strawberries. Still good. That one's crispy though, where the first one was chewy, this one's crispy, but it has a soft interior. So very different waffles. I wasn't expecting them to be that different. The first one's my favorite, just because it's different from what we get back from the States. The grooves and the little rivets in the waffle are deeper here than they are in the States. And I read that that's because they like to put toppings in it, and so it holds the toppings better. We might need to take this home and incorporate this into our waffle making. Have deeper rivets, more toppings.
Brussels might have a reputation for being boring, but that's not what we found. It's busy, it's loud, and it's sweet in every sense of the word. We came here expecting another stop on the map, and somehow we left with a whole new appreciation for Belgium. The food, the people, the culture, it's all layered in ways in this city that you can't really see until you're here. And if that's what boring looks like, we'll take it. Thanks for coming along with us and spending part of your day here. We've got more Belgium ahead, so we'll see you in the next one. For behind the scenes and extra content, you can head on over to our Patreon community. Otherwise, be sure to follow on Instagram or like and subscribe here. It really helps creators like us.